Hello and welcome to Light Guidance Live for 9. This is number 30 and today is the week 6 recap. And man, it's time by pretty fast. So on Monday, we went over keeping your faith. And we kind of covered where keeping your faith is pretty easy when things are going well. When everything's cruising along smooth, you feel pretty good. It's pretty easy to stay in your balance. But when things get a little bit chaotic, perhaps things get a bit tense, can you keep it then? Can you keep your cool? Do your beliefs, does your daily practices, do they keep you centered? Do they keep you grounded? Something to work on. This is something that you could spend a lifetime working on, and it'll be a lifetime well spent. Like I say, it's one of the things you have to practice, and there are a lot of practices you can do. Some people just practice, quite frankly, they do, but they just practice like they don't care. And if you don't really care what happens, then you don't get too upset. Now, you might actually care inside, but you try to convince yourself you don't, so you don't get overly attached to a particular outcome. Or you can do, some breathing exercises, or you can, meditate. There's a lot of things you can do to keep yourself grounded, keep yourself centered, keep yourself balanced when it gets a bit sticky. And generally, the more chaotic it gets, and sometimes the most intense situations are when you really need to show up most. And if you've practiced ahead of time with keeping your faith, keeping your balance, staying grounded, staying level-headed, calm under fire, all these little sayings we hear them for a reason. So check in with yourself. Like I said, check in steady state. That's a good place just to kind of calibrate, see where it feels like. And then check in a little bit tense. And then, practice at some low-stakes things. Again, I use the example of, say, 5 o'clock traffic. You're driving every day anyhow, so maybe turn off the radio and just, see if you can get your balance and not be too tense. I caught the light. Oh, that person cut me off. Or like, oh, cool. That person clearly didn't see me. They obviously don't know they're dealing with, the cool person here that I am, and I'm not giving it up to them. I'm not giving them my joy. I'm staying cool. Or perhaps something a little bit more. Maybe it's at work. There's that one person you're always kind of staticky with. Maybe like, I'm not giving that up anymore. I'm keeping my faith. So something to work on. On Tuesday, I talked about, hopefully you listened or hopefully you took something from it. Either way, presence. Being present. Giving all your presence, all of your focus to this moment, wherever you might be, whatever you might be doing. Whether you're with your spouse, your significant other, whether you're with your hobby, with your instrument, with a book, with your animal, with your plants, with scrubbing the sink, doing the dishes, whatever it is. Give all your presence to it. And as much as you can, give all your appreciation for it. Give it your gratitude. Give it your joy. All these things that you can embody and exude into whatever it is you're doing, it actually reflects back at you. And you get used to it. It becomes a presence. And that kind of feeds back into keeping your faith. And if you're always present, you can't be too stressed out because in the present, you're not worried about the future. You're not worried about what's next. In the present, you're not worried about what happened before. You're reflecting. You're not dwelling in whatever it might be that perhaps you're carrying around. When you're present, you're in the present. It's a gift, and it's a powerful place to be. And we have a lifetime of moments, and every single one of them counts. I'm pretty sure when it's, close to the end, if we get to know it's coming, or if all of a sudden and when that last little moment of consciousness is that fleeting, like, man, I shouldn't have wasted any. Because we shouldn't. Because they're all absolutely potential miracles in every moment. It's just all what we put in it, all what we bring to it. So practice being present, and that feeds in nicely again to the previous one of keeping your faith and staying cool no matter what. Be present. On the next day, we got into mixing it up. And by mixing it up, I mean break up your routine. If you always do the same thing the same way and you always get the same outcome, now maybe it's a great outcome. Maybe it's the outcome you really like. But perhaps you mix it up and you find something that perhaps, maybe not better, but it's a good alternative. It's just a nice, like, hey, that worked out pretty good. I almost always go this way, but today I went that way, and because of that, I ran into so-and-so, or I discovered so-and-so, or this happened. And so just, occasionally, mix it up. Even, I was outside today running around in the heat, and I'm thinking, I'm here in the northern hemisphere. We're getting close to our summer solstice, so we're getting closest to our longest day and our little closest bit towards the sun and all that bit. And even the planet, as it goes around the sun, is always changing its axis a little bit, longer, shorter the days, makes the seasons. So it's mixing it up, albeit in a very slow rhythm to us. To it, it's a pretty normal rhythm, To the sun, it's probably like, what are you guys talking about? But anyhow, mix it up. Mix up your routine. Mix up how you go to work. Mix up if you're always on the treadmill or you're always on the elliptical at the gym. And you're just always on you're in there for half an hour and you just watch some silly soap opera. Oh, I'm sorry, maybe it's not silly. You just watch whatever you're watching. Go pick up a weight, and lift some weights. Get some help. Make sure you know what you're doing. Use some good form. Mix it up. Maybe don't even go in the gym. Maybe go outside. Lately, as part of the challenge I'm doing, I've been running outside in the heat, out in an empty field, just being out in nature so I can get some trees and some fresh air and some sun. And, as opposed to going to the gym on the treadmill. So that's my way of mixing it up this week. And that's actually what prompted this particular one. The next one we talked about yesterday on Thursday was your story. What is your story? What have you been telling yourself? What do you tell people? Does it serve you? Does it honor you? Do you get to be the hero in your story, or are you the victim in your story? Is your story, is it hopeful? Is it going to get better? Are you constantly looking to strive to improve, to get more meaning, more love, more light, more significance in your story? You don't have to. Is your story just getting, oh, I don't feel good today, I didn't feel good yesterday, I'm probably not going to feel good tomorrow? That can be your story too. It's up to you. You're telling it to yourself and you're making it up, and really, it's true to you, regardless of what any of the rest of us think. And you'll notice if we meet these people as we go through life, some of them have some fairly interesting stories. And I mean, when I say interesting, what they say and what we seem to see aren't necessarily lining up. But hey, everyone's got their own journey, their own path. They're all making up their own little thing. Maybe we see things as we're on some big track, and maybe they're in a maze and just keep hitting the wrong wall. But they keep telling themselves they're getting where they want to be. So who knows? But your story. Think about telling your story in such a way that it honors you, that it serves you, that it gives you hope, it gives you strength, it gives you joy, it gives you a chance to love and shine and be more of who you want to be. Those are the things that we talked about this week. I really appreciate all of you guys. I think that, it's funny as I look back to all these things, keeping your faith, keeping your faith, just, look into it. But no one can tell you what your faith is but you. All right, you decide. Like some people hold on to the rail going down the stairs. That's their level of faith. Some people just run down the stairs two at a time. That's their level of faith. Some people take the elevator. That's their level of faith. Some people just never go up. And that's their level of faith. There's no different one. But find yours. Make yours. And then live in it no matter what. Even if it gets a little bit shaky. Make sure that you try to stay, well, not make sure, but consider trying to stay in your faith no matter what. Be present in it. Be present all the time. The more present you are, the more present I am, the better things are going to be for me, the better things are going to be for you. Mix it up now and again. Do something different, It's been hot lately. I've been wearing a lot of white t-shirts. Today I went dark blue. And even though I think that sun might get me later on, I had to mix it up. I've been wearing white too much, so I mixed that up. Your story. Again, you're making it up. Make it good. Make it fun, make it mysterious, make it playful, make it, drama-filled. Make it a horror story if you want. It's yours. You get to tell it. You choose what energy you interact with. You choose what you attract and what you repulse. You choose. You're in charge of this. You can give the power up if you want, but even when you decide to give the power to something else, you made the choice. So have a wonderful weekend. I appreciate you guys. You are all so incredibly awesome, and thanks so much. I will check in Monday, hopefully with something fun to say, with a big happy smile, and I will be happy to see you, and take care. Thank you so much. Until then, bye-bye.